get this show started!
This past weekend, Sean O'Malley faced Raulian Paiva in the main card opener of UFC 269. Sugar took care of business, putting his opponent away with a barrage of devastating striking combinations towards the end of the first round. The 27-year-old UFC star is now ranked 13th in the 135-pound weight class. Speaking on the most recent episode of Believe You Me podcast, Michael Bisping discussed who Sean O'Malley should face next from the bantamweight top 15 and explained why a rematch with Marlon Vera could slow the momentum of their MMA careers. Here's what he said.
Now he's going to fight someone ranked. Now he's got to fight somebody ranked. I think somebody from 15 to 10, not in the 10 to 5 range, too soon. You just got ranked. And a Sun Tzu, a Munoz, an O'Malley. It's got O'Malley,
Moraes,
a Frankie Edgar, a Moraes. It's got to be one of those guys. It has to be.
I mean, there's one fight sitting there which I don't think he's going to take. It's number
Chito
11.
Vera.
Our buddy Cheeto is chilling there.
That's the fight. That's the fight to make. Chito Vera. I mean, Cheeto will take it. He's not asked. He doesn't see it as a fluke. He sees it as a legitimate win, rightly so. O'Malley's pissed. I asked him about it last week. He said, yeah, I will 100% take that. But again, the problem with that matchup is because you fuck one of them. They're both stars. Cheeto's great. You give him a loss, that's a massive setback. O'Malley's on the rise big time. You give him a loss, 2 in a row to Marlon Vera, slows the momentum, slows down the possibility of these huge fights for him down the line. So fan perspective, logical matchup, yes. But it kind of derails one of them, and they're both on a trajectory to doing great things. You know what I mean?
Francis Ngannou is currently preparing for his upcoming fight against teammate Ciryl Gane at UFC 270 on January 22nd of 2022. The Predator was recently interviewed by Mike Bone of MMA Junkie, where he also posed for the following photo showcasing his new physique. Here's the photo. The UFC champ appears to have dropped some muscle mass ahead of next month's title unification bout with Ciryl Gane. Perhaps Ngannou wants to improve his cardio, and that is what has influenced the change in his physique. Despite heading into UFC 269's fight as the crowd favorite, Cody Garbrandt succumbed to a devastating first-round knockout loss against Kai Kara-France. The defeat represented his 5th loss in his last 6 fights, all of which came by way of knockout. Now, the former UFC champion has fallen out of bantamweight and flyweight rankings. Here's the list. Meanwhile, Sean O'Malley has finally managed to break into the top 15 of the bantamweight division after his recent knockout win at UFC 269. He's now ranked 13th and will probably face someone from the top 10 next. What do you guys think? Who should O'Malley fight in his next Octagon appearance? Leave your comments below. Dustin Poirier suffered another loss for the UFC lightweight title this past Saturday at UFC 269 in Las Vegas. Speaking on the DC and RC show, Daniel Cormier discussed what's next for Poirier following the loss and whether or not he should consider moving up to welterweight. Here's the clip.
Dustin's in a situation, right? Because now he's fought for the belt, undisputed twice, hasn't been able to do it, and put a lot of pressure on himself last week. 25 minutes to eternity was his thing. And it's like, that's a lot of pressure, man. And obviously in the bigger moment again, he was not able to overcome. So when you look at Dustin Poirier, he's probably the biggest star in the division outside of Conor McGregor.
Right.
Because of his interactions with Conor. But like, where do we go with Dustin now? As he finds himself in a familiar situation where he's lost the belt, trying to build himself back up towards the championship fight. If that's even something he wants to do, because you got to imagine financially, this year has been one of the biggest years a UFC fighter has had in the octagon outside of McGregor, Khabib, and those guys, right? Because he got 2 McGregor fights and now a championship fight. So
right.
What's next for him, I wonder? You know, it'll be a while for Dustin to challenge for a championship, but the reality is this. He outgrew 145.
Yep.
He's at 155, and honestly looks like if he decides to go up, he has a frame to fight 170. So I believe that there are still options out there for Dustin Poirier. I think it's going to be a long road back, but right now, after this year, I think what Dustin Poirier should do, and he said this before the fight, he goes, after this DC, I'm going to take a break. I need to spend some time with my family to kind of 3 fights like that. It wears on.
Has to, bro.
Big fights,
has to, bro.
They wear on you, man. The big fights wear on you because you understand the eyeballs are all on you. So now, as he's done with that, he can take a step back.
During the post-fight news conference, Julianna Pena caused a stir with some of her comments by saying she was the first real mom champ because she gave birth to her daughter, which was taken as a slight at Amanda Nunes by some. Nunes is a mother, but her wife and fellow UFC fighter, Nina Nunes, gave birth to their daughter, Reagan, in September of 2020. Speaking to Misha Tate and Renee Paquette on SiriusXM Fight Nation 156, Pena clarified her comments and said the mom champ remark wasn't meant to be a dig at Amanda Nunes. Here's the clip.
So I definitely don't want to take away from Amanda at all. She is a mom champ. What I meant to say is that, I had an emergency C-section. They literally gutted me like a fish and ripped up all my guts and put it on the table there. And then they handed me my kid. And then they threw it all back inside, sewed me up and said, have a nice day. And I had to come back from that. If it wasn't for Mercier therapy, I wouldn't have been able to get back inside the octagon. So putting your body through that 10 months of pregnancy, having the baby in such a traumatic situation like I did, where I was literally like, we have to get this baby out right now. And coming back and healing my abs back together and healing the scar and being able to, laugh and not pee because of the work that I had to have done on me. These are things that was like, I get punched in the stomach and I pee a little bit, you know what I mean? So it's like, I had to deal with these types of traumatic situations that happen, not traumatic, but like these experiences that only women that have had children can relate to. But by no means am I trying to take away from the fact that Amanda is a mom champ. She absolutely is. She wears that mom champ belt. All I'm saying is I want one too.
Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.